All right, I want to go through an agreement of purchase and sale with you, or what we call an offer for a buyer who's interested in a property. So I'm specifically focusing on condos. Let's say there's a condo townhouse that you like in Toronto, and you say, okay, you talk to your agent and you say, well, I want to place an offer. Now, what does that offer actually look like? Um, there are additional attachments that go onto these offers. There's other schedules. If you are related to your real estate agent, then there's going to be a disclosure document that you'll provide and stuff like that. But I'm just going to focus on the meat of the offer, which is this agreement of purchase and sale. So let me move my face over here. Now, you might have more questions as you go through this. I'm going to keep it very basic in general. So just message me on the side or comment and I can provide further clarification. But let me just show you the basics. So today is September 24th. This is the date that you're writing the offer. So there's September 24th. Buyer, let's just say I have a client also with the same name. Sellers, oh, look at that, John Doe and Jane Doe. Property, let's say it's a townhouse. The unit number is 145, located at 1223 Main Street in the city of Toronto. So then this is where we add the legal name of the condo corporation, condominium plan number, and your agent or lawyer can get that for you. Unit number, level number, building number. These are all this is legal level numbers. So this number can actually be different than the unit number. So this could be like unit number 5, level 1. It's all based on the legal information that your agent will have access to, or your lawyer. Let's say, your parking spot is number 64, level 2, and your locker is number 55, level 2. Now, this is your offer price. Again, you're going to have a different strategy for the market that you're in, the area that you're placing the offer in. Is it a high demand area, highly sought after? Do you have more negotiating power, less negotiating power? So all of that will be determined with your agent, and then you'll determine, okay, what kind of an offer price makes sense. But let's just say for the purposes of this video, you place an offer for $800,000, and typically you submit the deposit upon acceptance, which is 24 hours upon acceptance. That's when the deposit will need to be submitted. So the deposit is, let's just go with 40,000 by negotiable paycheck to brokerage name here. Okay, you just, whatever the brokerage name is, you add that here, and this will also be provided to your agent. Schedules, let's just say for now, schedule is A, but typically the listing agent, the seller's agent will have another schedule, which is an attachment that gets added onto this agreement. And now irrevocability. Basically, this is you as a buyer telling the seller that you're giving them a timeline. You're saying, hey, respond back to me by tonight, 11:59 p.m. if you want to accept this offer. If you don't, then this is officially null and void. So by buyer until 11:59 p.m. on the same day. So you can, again, talk to your agent about which day makes sense. It's not popping up for me. 24. Okay. Completion date. This is when you want the keys in your hands. So let's say you want the keys in your hands by November 7th. Okay. If I'm the buying agent, I would write my information here. The seller's agent will write their information there. Chattels included. This is any chattel. A chattel is anything that isn't affixed in the property. So do not expect tables and chairs and furniture to be at the property, because that's, technically a chattel. So whatever is being left behind needs to be included in order for you to then see it when you actually get the property. So typical chattels are, stainless steel fridge, washer, dryer, dishwasher, microwave, fridge, fridge, washer, dryer. I don't know, maybe the sellers are leaving behind the gazebo in the backyard, so they add that there. All else. So yeah, your agent will go through all of that with you. Fixtures excluded. Fixtures are any items that are fixed onto the property, like bolted in. If you were to shake the house upside down, that item would remain. That's a fixture. So it's always included in the sale price unless stated here. So for example, the sellers maybe really have this, beautiful chandelier that they want to take back with them. So because it's a fixture, we're writing it here that they're not going to be including it. Rental items, maybe they have a hot water tank that they're renting out at $35 a month, okay? Maybe this condo complex is $500 a month, and we have to clarify exactly what's included. Maybe there's heating, water, building insurance, parking, locker. We're just including whatever is there. But again, this is not always the case. It's on a case-by-case basis, depending on the property that you're placing an offer on. So you would write the information about the, I'd say, exclusive use parking, number 64, level 2. Exclusive use locker, number 55, level 2, and then just make sure you're writing 00 here if there is no additional cost. HST is included in the purchase price for primary residences. Title search, this is when your lawyer will be conducting a title search, making sure there's no liens or encumbrances on the property. Like, your lawyer will go through that with you. Typically, I think we give like 15 days before the closing. So I don't know, maybe October 24th. We're writing here that this is a single family residential. Okay, what else goes here? I'm going to get to the main part, okay? So once the seller actually accepts your offer, or if you accept the seller's counter, whoever is the last person to accept the final offer will sign this confirmation of acceptance. But let's just skip through this. Here we are, the meat of the offer. This is where all of the conditions and clauses will go. Again, you'll talk to your lawyer, you'll talk to your agent, and you'll figure out like what is an important clause that needs to go in there, what's an important condition that needs to go in there. I'll give you the sort of the basics. So where are they? The basics are here. First, we have to mention that the buyer agrees to pay the balance of the purchase price, right? Because you are already paying the $40,000 deposit, which is part of your down payment as well, actually. So when this offer is accepted and the $40,000 is now deposited, you have the remaining balance that you need to also pay. So this is just confirming that it's going to go into a lawyer's trust account, and that's how it will be taken care of, okay? The most typical conditions in an offer are financing. So making sure you can actually get the mortgage. And if you don't, then your deposit will be returned back to you. Home inspection, you get a home inspector in. Any major concerns, any issues, you can get your deposit back if you choose not to continue with the transaction. And status certificate review. Every single condo transaction will, or I highly recommend that it should, have a status certificate review condition where your lawyer will review all of the documents that are part of the condo corporation, part of the property management, to make sure that it's in good financial health, that there's no lawsuits against the condo corporation and stuff like that. Again, if any issues and you just don't want to proceed because you are concerned about the red flags provided by the lawyer, you get your deposit back and you can back out. So those are the most common conditions. And then aside from that, there are some other clauses that we add, making sure that the appliances are in good working order. Let me just check here, working order. There you go. Chattels and fixtures are in good working order. You'll see right here, the parties agree that this representation and warranty shall survive and not merge on the completion of this transaction, but apply only to the state of the property at completion of this transaction. And then some other clauses. I'm not going to go through all of them because it just, again, depends on a case-by-case basis, but visit, trying to see if the buyer visits pops up here. Okay, it doesn't, but basically there is a clause, and I don't know the exact word for it, but it does say the seller and the buyer and seller agree to give the buyer entry into the premises for a maximum of 3 visits prior to closing. as long as the buyer provides the seller a minimum of 24 hours notice. Honestly, I mean, I have never said as long as, I just can't think of the exact wording. But yeah, so prior to closing, the buyer will have an additional, 3 visits or whatever visits you agree on with the seller to then actually go into the property, check things out, maybe take measurements for furniture, do the final walkthrough and stuff like that. Okay. So yeah, there's a lot more, but I just want to keep it very simple and straightforward. And then all the initials go here, the signatures go there, and then you submit the offer with your agent, and then the agent does the negotiations. And if it's all accepted, then you'll have the 24-hour time period to then go and submit the deposit for the $40,000, and then also begin to satisfy all of these conditions: the mortgage, the home inspection, and the status certificate review. But yeah, hope this was helpful.